Right guys, what is going on? Match reaction, Spurs 0, Manchester City 2, and surely it is a fourth Premier League title in a row for Man City. You know, as a United fan, I would have loved Arsenal to have won the league this year. But again, I think they're going to fall short. I just can't see Man City losing to West Ham on Sunday. I also think Arsenal will beat Everton on Sunday. They're both at home. I think it's going to be routine wins for both of them, to be fair, which means Manchester City would win the league by 2 points. But, it is annoying. 4 in a row for City. It's never been done before. I think, is the Premier League boring? A lot of that will come out now. I think that's a completely different video, which I might talk about when the season finishes. And have my thoughts on the league, because I do think it is boring. I do think it is very predictable, but I might make a separate video on that, talking about that, because we need to talk about this game and how Man City the juggernauts have done it again. I don't even think Manchester City played very good in this game today. I really don't. I thought first off they were very flat. Man City lacked ideas. They kept trying over the top through balls that just weren't working. They were rushing their passes. It wasn't like the Man City we're used to seeing. And they weren't good today, Man City. If I was to give a rating for City today out of 10, I'll probably give them about a 5, 5.5. I really don't think they were good, which is why I'm so confident that they're going to absolutely annihilate West Ham on Sunday. But you've got to feel sorry for Arsenal. Again, they've got themselves into a title race 2 seasons in a row. And they haven't won anything again. Last season, didn't even win a trophy. This season, they haven't won a trophy. People can say to me, oh, Arsenal are so good. But they got to win trophies. They haven't won anything for the past 2 seasons. Yes, okay, they're doing well in the league. But you don't get anything for coming second. You don't get anything. And Arsenal have fallen short again, and they'll look back at Arsenal, and the result was that defeat to Villa at the Emirates, that 2-0 defeat. That was it. That's the loss that has cost them the Premier League title. Villa are a good team. They are a good team, Aston Villa. But Arsenal should have won that game at the Emirates. They should have won. And they didn't. And Villa, did a number on them, and that's ultimately what's cost them today. Or sorry, not today. What's cost Arsenal the Premier League title. But Man City 4 in a row has never been done before. They three-peated the Premier League last season. They're now going to four-peat it. And they'll probably win the Premier League again next season, so they'll probably win 5 in a row. And that's what I'm saying about it's being predictable. But I think a standout player for Manchester City today has to be Stefan Ortega. It has to be. Ederson in the second half got injured from a cross. Romero accidentally fired him in the face, and he had to come off. Ederson, he was fuming about it. He was in a right mood. Ortega comes on and basically wins Manchester City the game. I mean, that save to deny Son 1v1, brilliant save by Ortega. I mean, Son 9 times out of 10 scores that, and he didn't today. And maybe someone was thinking, well, I don't want Arsenal to win the league. I'm going to miss this. I don't know what someone was thinking, but it's a poor finish by Son. He basically hits it straight at Ortega. He also saved another shot with his thighs, which I actually thought went under his legs, but he managed to save it. So, brilliant performance by Ortega. And, City have a goalkeeper in Ortega who could be number 1 for the rest of the league. For most teams in this league, he would be number 1. And that's just a squad Man City have, of quality and depth. But, you know, let's talk about the goals. Erling Haaland with a brace. You know, it's like I said, City in that first half were poor. And, you know, I knew going into the second half, City were not going to play that bad again. You know, top teams don't do that. City, I think, were off in that first half. And to be honest, they didn't really click it together in the second half. They just had that moment by De Bruyne and Haaland, the link up. Foden gets it on the left. Bentancur's actually with Phil Foden, but he can't tackle him, Bentancur, because he's been booked. I actually think if Bentancur's not booked, he fouls Foden, takes him out, but he's booked. He doesn't want to get red carded. Foden gets in the cross. It's quite a poor cross by Foden. Comes to Bernardo Silva, the back post. Then De Bruyne makes a lovely run by De Bruyne. He then whips in the first time cross on Erling Haaland's got another tap in. The tapping merchant Haaland strikes again when his team needed him. You know, I said before the match on the watch along, the big players are going to turn up for Manchester City today, and Erling Haaland showed up. He showed up. 2 goals. He showed up. Won them the game. You know, Stefan Ortega won them the game as well, but, you know, who would have thought Ortega would have helped Man City today? Crazy. And then, basically, in the 90th minute, City get a penalty. Jeremy Doku gets played in by Foden. I actually think it's just a hopeful ball by Phil Foden, to be honest. Finds Doku up against Porro. Cuts inside on Porro. Porro fouls him. Clear penalty. Clear as day. Haaland steps up. Never in doubt. Puts it top left corner. Vicario goes the wrong way. I think even if Vicario goes the right way, he's still not saving it. Brilliant penalty by Haaland, and you could see the City players' celebration to that Haaland penalty goal. It was like, and breathe. We've got the victory here. Finally, you know, City hadn't won a game in the Premier League at this stadium, at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Hadn't won a game. Hadn't even scored. You know, so, I mean, what a time to get your first victory and your first couple of goals in the Premier League at that stadium. But for Spurs, no Champions League now for them. Aston Villa confirmed. You know, the top 4 is now confirmed. City, Arsenal, Liverpool and Aston Villa. That is confirmed. What a brilliant achievement for Aston Villa. Champions League football is unbelievable. Who would have thought that? Unbelievable from Villa and Unai Emery. If Spurs would have won this game, they would have been within a shout on the final day. Or even if they would have drawn this game, I think they would have been in with a shout. But it wasn't to be for Spurs today. You know, they had chances. You know, that again, I go back to that Ortega save by Son. 85th minute that was in. 85th minute. That goes in, I don't think City win the game. You know, genuine. You know, and that's just the fine margins of football. But the juggernaut, Manchester City, have done it again. It is boring, but we just got to live with it, really. I'm really hoping West Ham can beat City or draw some Man City and Arsenal win on Sunday. But that is very wishful thinking, because City and Arsenal will both demolish West Ham and Everton. But yeah, City surely have won the league again for the 4th time in a row. Arsenal fall short again. Spurs out of the Champions League, top 4 places. Congratulations to Villa on getting into the Champions League this season. But yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts of the match in the comments. And also, do you think the Premier League is boring and very predictable? Let me know what you think in the comments, because I think there's going to be a lot of people with different opinions on that. So let me know what your thoughts are. But guys, please like, subscribe, turn on notifications, share the match reaction around with people you know. Let's get it out there, and I'll catch you later.